Returning and new subscribers. I am Goddess High Priestess Empress Anda La Pantera. Welcome all. Pluto has entered Aquarius. Here's what I'm gonna say. Let me give y'all a few to get the notification. Let me make sure before we get going. You know what I'm saying? All I'm gonna say, the main thing is with this energy is the feeling of waiting to exhale and finally being able to do so. Okay? All right? So, we about to tune into the energies. This is, I mean, it's constant channeling whenever we delivering the messages, but let's ride this wave. If you've been on this channel vibing with me, you know when I get in that type of mode, where we about to go. So, Pluto ending. Yeah. Pluto enters Aquarius. Just put it this way. The collective will be having upgrades of their system. This is a natural effect due to the evolution and the change, the planetary change. For others, it would be, I'm not going to say artificial, but there would be some type of enhancement that is done from the external for the internal. I'm giving the trolls a minute to do what they do and leaving this energy. So let's just give it a few here. They can't stand where they about to go. Well, you came into the wrong fucking portal. I ain't gonna say the wrong portal. You came into the portal you ain't able to control, so. Let's get into it. Surrender to the natural beauty of the world. I'm hearing the process of evolution, the effortless process of evolution. Something about a plot. The plot is twisting. Now, I have these fairy cards over here. And one of the cards, it said, wait until winter. Is that what it said? Let me see. Was it wait? Yeah, wait for winter. That could be of significance here for some of you. During the colder months, the fairy queen of winter will help you manifest your most heartfelt wishes, as long as your intentions are of the highest purpose of all. Wait for winter. Because there's, for some of you here, this has to do with an upgrade or, oh, that conjunction between Jupiter and Saturn of 2020. Welcome, Pantera Soul Fan, Ruiz. Okay. This is making sense. Pluto is triggering the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction, which happened in 2020. Activating the essence of freedom, sovereignty, and independence. The birth of the evolved human. Which will be an extension of human life. I'm hearing some of you, when it comes to the upgrades you'll be having in terms of your DNA or your genes that have been unused for ages, eons. For some of you, there's something about the age of Leo or feline characteristics, which is also part of the reason why you're tuned into this channel, predominantly so. Welcome. So, there will be continued situations of division in terms of those who know and believe. In the essence of those that still believe, they'll be questioning the ones that know with the following question: do you actually believe? When asking a being that knows, it's beyond belief, it's a knowing, which means it has already occurred. Because in this evolution of the age of Aquarius, one must understand, and understand that believing is also connected to hope. Not so much faith. Faith is not synonymous to hope. And before we go any further, those of you who are comfortable with ignorance as bliss, this is not the channel or moment for you. Remove yourself now. Remove yourself from this channel now. Respect yourself enough to know the shoe that fits you. You're more than welcome here. But what's not welcome is the ignorance of the inevitable of change, of ascension, of upgrades. So if this is still something that is make-believe or fantasy type of dialogue, this is not the place or channel for you. Respectfully remove yourself. For those of you that are ready to surrender to your full power, didn't I just say something here about feline characteristics? It's time to surrender 1111 to your full power. That calling that you feel within you, where your life is calling for you to step into your full power rather than playing it small. Nature has answers for you, even if that's for a 10-minute walk. But step out into nature while the sun is out. For others of you, the moon is very significant, or while the stars are out. Some of you have a stronger connection to Black Moon Lilith, where you are, your frequencies and vibrations has conversations with the moon, and these conversations, I'm seeing a bargain happen or something that is being agreed upon. Something is being agreed upon between the Black Moon Lilith and the moon. Knight of Cups, the High Priestess, and the Hierophant. Love, proposal. The Knight of Cups speaks of an invitational proposal. The invitation of the rebellion. Something about a change in cycles from a lower dimension or perspective. Not in the sense of negative or positive, but let's say we're speaking into the third, fourth dimension type of energies. For some of you women, you're going to notice a change in your cycles. Take note of when that is occurring. Each phase is responding to the changes you're having in your external realm, in your external life, or what you see in the physical. Men also go through cycles. But this would be where you as a man would have to take the moment to self-reflect. When is it do you get into a state of reflecting with yourself? Take note of when that happens during certain moon cycles. It may happen quite often, and there may be a pattern in terms of when that self-reflection happens. There could be different levels to that self-reflection, where some are more surface based and others are much deeper. With the High Priestess and the Hierophant, you talking about bringing in mystical energies, mystical upgrades, miraculous healing, the removal of whatever causes any type of dis-ease showing up. There's an invitation or proposal or agreement that is happening. The last time Pluto was in Aquarius, there was the French, the Civil War. But this war is not so much in the physical. It's even coming across as the war that has occurred in the spiritual realm. The closing of it, the rewards, the rebuilding, Because the freedom that is being attained by humanity is the result of the spiritual wars that's been happening for eons, but a little bit more intense the past 20 years while Pluto was in Capricorn. There's a higher number of vessels with upgrades, consciously, subconsciously, that is bringing forth this type of change in this Aquarian age for the next 20 years while Pluto's in Aquarius. For those that are thinking of conceiving, the term or essence of a spirit child, a cosmic child, are the ones that are coming into this realm. So if your vessel and that of your partners, the energetic vibrations are not in alignment to that higher frequency, this will take longer to manifest conceiving a child. If there's any amount of shame, guilt, when it comes to what you know or your truth, expressing that. But if there is any amount of guilt, shame, just be mindful that that is not allowed in this time frame, in this time period that you have chosen to be here. Told you that they was going to sit here and channel some shit now. Because I'm seeing the energy of people in their angelic state or in their mystical state winning these wars and battles. To not speak your truth in this physical vessel, for what? What would you do all of that for? You've attained your wings because of you loving yourself first. Going through life to love yourself first. Life spelled that way, L-Y-F. By first loving yourself. First, F, loving, L, yourself, Y. This is why you have your wings. You're free when you're living your truth. You no longer feel chained. No one can control you. That's what it means when you speak of knowledge is power. You have the strength and courage to know what you're capable of and move that way. If that means you have to place yourself in an environment where, you know, people who may expect you to move a certain way, and if you don't, it creates an issue or some type of argument, step away from that. Go to where you can find that wholeness, because you've already been putting pieces of the puzzle together to make yourself whole. As we're sitting here talking about Black Moon, Lilith, and the Moon, the High Priestess card, I'm just realizing this because I'm looking down at the cards now. You have all of the knowledge when it comes to these cycles. There's the Moon and there's the library. Some of you literally been having dreams in the bookstore, in the library. It's because you're finalizing your cosmic ethereal knowledge and bringing it into this vessel. So now your cells, your genes are activating. It's no longer junk. DNA. You're finding the pieces, the links to bring it all together. Some of you may even have felt the shift just from last night. That was your last night while Pluto was in Capricorn in this lifetime. You felt a major shift through your body because Aquarius, now the thing is, Aquarius is ruled by Saturn, which is the ruler of Capricorn originally. But Aquarius speaks to the element of air. So when it comes to communication and thoughts, you may even have noticed that from the beginning of today, that when you're looking at something or thinking of something, you get the answer to it a lot faster. I mean, that's been speeding up until we got to this very moment, but it's going much faster. I was watching an episode of Lucifer on Netflix. It was at the point where the war was happening between Lucifer and Michael, and they were asking, one of them asked, who are you going to vote for? Now, this is what I'm watching on Netflix. I look at my phone, that comes across the screen, but somebody else doing the video speaking of who is it that they're going to vote for. Now, they're not connected in terms of, basically, that's just the point. Okay? And take note of those things that are happening synchronistically. The Queen of Swords. It's going to be more important for people to take a moment to be still, reflect, meditate, because of how quickly these manifestations are coming in, including what a person does not want. But we're not here to talk about what you don't want. This is the time for you to step into that essence of what it means to be the advanced version of you. Some of you think this is just going on in your imagination, or it's just some fantasy stuff. No, it ain't. Let me see. Look at this. Wait for winter for a manifestation. That's definitely for somebody. Be careful what it is that you're thinking of. Crown chakra with the purple. But trust your intuitive instincts. Solar plexus. Notice what you are at ease in digesting and what it is that you're not. Because before it becomes a thought, you can feel the digestion happening. Hold on, y'all. Give me 1 second. We're back. That was an autistic person too. Beautiful energy though. Something's happening right now. Synchronistically. I just saw some shit. Okay. We just talked about this. What is this? New beginnings. Okay. A new baby. Some of you are single and you're probably wondering what new baby. Because you are, you know, not entertaining or engaging with someone on that level. But we just spoke about this. So if you've been attempting to do so and it hasn't happened between 2008 and now, obviously depending on your age and whatever. Because if you choose to partake in that act to create a child through consent, then okay, you know where we're going with this. Now, let's get back into this mature level. If you have been attempting to have a child and it hasn't happened yet, Pluto and Aquarius had to be part of your experience before this can actually come about. Because for some of you, man or woman, in terms of the parents of that child, that's part of the upgrade. The genetic upgrade that occurs in the father and the mother at the time of this conception. Because as this comes out, you have stargazing at the bottom of the deck. I'm seeing this more so as a cosmic being for real. And again with the moon's energy. It may even help certain couples in the essence of having authority of themselves and not looking for a savior outside of themselves, basically continuing a tradition that is basically a lie. But the star seed that's coming through won't even allow that. Because it won't even accept that way of life because of the truth that is within its DNA. For some of you, this could be an ancestor that's actually coming back through that child. Divination. Greetings, love. Divination is going to help some of you here to find balance. This child must be an ancestor for real. Just got this energy too where they got me sifting through the messages. It's wild. I did see 9 crows today. And the number 32, 33. What's that? You're here on this channel for the activation of why you're here in this realm, in this lifetime. Surrender denial. Accept people and situations exactly as they are without denying the difficulties. Then you can see things clearly and make the best decision. Some things must wither away. Some leaves must fall off the tree for there to be a new growth. Surrender to the natural world. When you surrender to the natural world, that's one of the communications that nature is having with you. Look at me. Look at the changes that happen. But you and your physical vessel, you keep some of these things going. That is a fall season from 20 years ago. In the springtime, 20 years later. For what? And the sun ingresses into Sagittarius on the 21st. It's real easy to look at the dates and think it's this sign and that sign because of what. No, you got to look at the degrees and where it's going. Surrender to spirit. On top of mentioning Sagittarius. Wherever you have Sagittarius placements or your ninth house is where you're strongly connected to the spirit realm. Elders. Children that are still in that, they have they're still intact when it comes to their cosmic essence. Surrender to divine timing. Ooh. At any moment now. Surrender to effortlessness and surrender the fear. Fear will block you from surrendering to effortlessness because it'll have you pushing harder than you have to. The art of living means going with the flow instead of trying, which is an insult to doing, to force the river. Trying is an insult to doing. For some of you, this is why you're still stuck in this state of denial. You're trying to do something, you're not actually doing it. Each time you say you're trying to do something, you're doing whatever that is that you are doing. The moment you enter that word try, let me tell you something. That's one thing about the educational system now that we got to make changes to. You go through these spelling tests, English language classes, where you're taught definitions where you're not even able to hear. You're deaf to what it actually is that you're saying. To try is not whether you are doing or not doing. It's the point of still having to make a decision. That's what trying actually invokes. As it is connected to the word trial. A trial continues until there is judgment or a decision. Judgment day is every day. Because every day you have to make a decision. The first one being as you awaken to get out of bed. So just keep that in mind. That every time you make a decision, it is a judgment. So with that being said, Some of you may have people around you who misjudge you. They have made a decision about who you are. You have to make a decision as to why you're still there. That's all. And as it says here, surrender denial. Accept people and situations exactly as they are without denying the difficulties. Then you can see things clearly and make the best decisions. Shout out to the Pantera Soul fam, Fatima, welcome. Shout out to the members of the channel. That person's aura that just made that delivery, that energy was very beautiful. It's so respectful. Anyway. Let's tap in with the ancient ones. We're going to the Isis Oracle deck, so we can see what's up. Can't clearly see your profile picture, TMKC, but that is dope. So, talisman of potency. Charging sacred objects of power. And immediately I was just shown Moldavite. Or an experience that you're about to have or have had that shifts where you at energetically in connection to your soul instantly. Because Moldavite is one of those crystals that'll literally speed up your awakening, with the Merkaba at the bottom of the deck. Spiritual work of the higher initiate. Talisman of potency. Some of you are being asked to put pieces together, crystals together, working with crystals, jewelry. For someone, I gotta say this too. You got people around you who are telling you that crystals are demonic and you're going against the Bible, but they haven't actually read it. 1744 all the time, because crystals are mentioned in that sacred text, biblical text. It's a metaphysical book. That for the seeker can show the seeker ways to control themselves and have authority over themselves, or for the ignorant to be controlled. Sacred tools and objects can become an extension of your energy field, focusing your power and intention, helping you heal the split between spirit and matter, and learning or remembering. To bring physical matter more deeply into light and life. You are encouraged to work with sacred materials in a conscious way to help your own healing and enjoyment of the material world as a part of your spiritual practice. Your love for the physical world of matter is a gift to earth, to the earth too. You are guided to cleanse and charge sacred objects to empower your energy field and accomplish your spiritual mission. Now, spiritual spiral ritual, which means you are ascending or descending, but you're not necessarily going in circles doing the same shit over and over and over again. That's truly the essence of a spiritual person. It literally shapes you out, disconnects you from the false reality that there's nothing new under the sun. The blasphemy. When it's always a new day. But that's what humanity in the collective has been taught. Why? 4333, we speaking now. Why? To keep people stuck or within the matrix. Unable to come out, enter, unable to really play the game of life. What you believe in becomes you. What you allow yourself to what you allow yourself to lie to yourself about, it'll keep those cells that are designed to evolve and help you to shift, ascend, and expand, spiral upward. If those cells are dormant, you're just living in the lower chakras or lower dimensions. Never stepping into love. Because the bridge to the higher realms or a higher perspective is the heart chakra. So if you're living through a lower dimension way of life, you're just going from the solar plexus down. Or from the root chakra to the solar plexus. Never reaching the space of the heart. Never reaching love. That's why it's the highest frequency, because it connects you to heaven, the most heaved up space. Heaven means the most heaved up space. Not something outside of you. You can create it outside of you, which is what most of you are here for. To bring heaven on earth literally just means you bringing down those authentic ideas into your vessel, into your hands, or through your mouth, so that way you can speak, create, and do those things that are authentic to you. But you have to love yourself first to unlock that treasure box. Because there's a part of you that also has to come into balance and merge with your darkness. You are guided to cleanse and charge sacred objects to empower your energy field and accomplish your spiritual mission now. These objects might be a wand, a chalice or sword, a bowl, or even a special tile with an image that you love, a statue, cloth with a beautiful design, a natural crystal or a black mirror, or a rock, shell, or feather you found waiting for you whilst out in nature one day. If finding a gift in nature, it is wise to ask the spirit of the earth if the item in question is intended for your healing work, and if you feel it is, then of course, receive it with gratitude. If not, bless it and move on. See, that's actually a sentence that is using the word bless in its correct definition. You send it back to its lower dimension where it belongs, because it can't bliss you. As I mentioned at the beginning of this live, if what is being stated you are not prepared to hear, beloved, this is not the moment for you or the channel for you at this moment. Because this is designed to give those that space to process these questions, these thoughts, these ideas when it comes to their truth. And to live and thrive in that, getting them out of survival mode. If you're comfortable with survival mode, when you're ready to switch gears and to thrive in, we'll be here. Okay? The Talisman of Potency. This oracle is seeking to draw your awareness to your special ability to work with material objects to awaken spiritual light within them. The material world is filled with light, and our loving intention can help awaken that light within form. In the same way that someone seeing the best in you, knowing what you are truly capable of, can help you reach your dreams and become that self more fully, so too can holding an awareness that is similar to our bodies, the material world, hold its own light and benefits from love, attention, and care. This is the loving art of integrating spirit into matter. And it is a part of spiritual potency and healing gift to be able to love the physical world as an element of your spiritual journey. This is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. We're going to go into the Chariot of Ascension. And then we're going to move on to the Tarot. Some of you are reaching the point where you can sense the divine timing. And some people may test your knowing that time is an illusion by asking you about what death is, but you don't fear that either. So this is why you can see the illusion of it. Some of you have gone through the most challenging, toughest of the toughest tests when it comes to that frequency. There's much more to life than you have been taught. $51:11 on the clock. That's another reason why some of you are here too. In the flesh, without the connection to the spiritual, as it was also part of my journey as well in this lifetime with y'all. You go through situations where people have to, or go through, not have to, but where people go through situations that it causes them to transition into another realm. This is why I suggest people to get into these different tools and resources to get an understanding and overstanding why and what these situations or people have to do with your spiritual and soul growth. No one's pain is greater than another. But pain is pain. But it can also be transmuted into power. And that's the type of power that reframes or regenerates the bloodline to move in a different way because of a knowing. And that knowing being an extension of source power. Greetings, love. Blessings to you as well, honey. Gratitude. Chariot of Ascension, the Merkaba or the Merkaba. The spiritual work of the higher initiate. And this also goes into what was just stated before. A lot of the times, if you're new here, the stories or the examples that I give you from a personal experience tie in with the messages of these cards as well. Chariot of Ascension. Your soul wishes to travel more freely between the dimensions of higher reality. This is to allow for conscious spirit communication, the free flow of soul light into the physical body, and the joining in divine harmony of heaven and earth. It requires a powerful consciousness to do this. Yes, it does. To have a different perception when it comes to shifting from attachment to detachment, it's quite the journey. It is, but it can be done. Because that's what causes guilt, shame, anger, grief, producing lies, is attachment. This card showing up at the bottom of the deck, it gave me 5444. It gave me the go ahead to speak in a certain way as we move along through this message. We're already 54 minutes in. Because as an empath, I can feel when people are in spaces that they're not prepared to be. But I overstand the mission. And that's always going to be fulfilled. And that's for all of you to step into your higher sense. Your soul wishes to travel more freely between the dimensions of higher reality. This is to allow for conscious spirit communication, the free flow of soul light into the physical body, and the joining in divine harmony of heaven and earth. It requires a powerful consciousness to do this. Again, that heaven and earth, it's really speaking to the awakening or the opening of one's mind's eye or all-knowing eye, pineal gland. The activation thereof, in order to bring heaven on earth, or in order to bring that light, to bring that love, that high vibration through the earth or through the body. And that instantly, just one person operating from that type of frequency, it can trigger or affect many around them. Thousands, just one. The Merkaba, Chariot of Ascension, and Soul Fire is the spiritual gift to attain these divine purposes now. Available to you as a high initiate. There's so much more to life than one has been taught. Confirmation. That was your thought, Ashe. Mm-hmm. There are times when the soul becomes ambitious and wishes to live its entire light in conscious oneness with all expressions of its being, including the physical body. It may wish to do so simply because it is the nature of all beings to eventually realize themselves as divine, or because it needs specific new skills to be available to the human expression in the physical body so it can continue with its divine purpose. Those skills might be channeling divine energy or consciousness for healing, traveling easy between the worlds for conscious spirit communication, gaining greater artistic or creative ability because it feels wonderful to create, or any number of other purposes. This oracle brings you guidance that a special spiritual practice has come or is soon coming to your attention. Some of you are uncomfortable with your divinity. Not all of you. Let's work. It will be an advanced practice, and it will serve you well at this time in your journey to reach the higher levels of, and this is on page 33, of capacity and spiritual responsibility that are available to you as a higher initiate. Wholeness to you, beloved. Your spiritual work on this planet is greatly supported. You wouldn't be here on this channel, or you wouldn't have met me if that wasn't the case. Some of you are different levels in your ascension. But you're here because you're ready to take it to a whole other level, or else you wouldn't be here. So welcome. The Chariot of Ascension Oracle also offers you a particular sacred teaching from the priestess of high initiates, Lady Isis. This is the practice of the Merkaba, soul vehicle or chariot of ascension. This vehicle is an energetic structure of sacred geometry that strengthens and protects you, allowing for consciousness to travel instantaneously and freely between dimensions and realities without compromising your vibration or damaging your energy bodies. So now you see where we was going with this in terms of the situations that people experience of the transition or grief. But to an extent where you may wonder, why does this keep happening? Why are you constantly being driven into this energy of shame, guilt, grief? Well, my love, you are a powerful being. You just gonna have to tap in now. Oh, I get it. But you're really here to shift reality. But you have to know what it is that one is shifting from to bring the change. It's basically having a superpower, but not knowing how to use it when one is not choosing to evolve or really get that inner standing, that teaching that these experiences around you are actually showing you. Because we all come here knowing exactly what we came here for. However, once you go through the birth canal, it triggers off this response of amnesia. This could also have something to do with what's going on within the cosmos energetically. you know, where there is a misalignment or communication because of greed or power of other entities from other dimensions when it comes to this particular planet. Shit can get real deep now. These movies that y'all see are not just movies. Some of you get drawn to certain films for a reason because it's showing you, it's reminding you of who and what you're capable of. Especially when we speaking of the Marvel type movies. Merkaba or Merkaba is a vehicle of great strength and power and is best used with the heart dedicated in unconditional love and service. It can be used to travel on the inner planes to stars and temples for higher guidance in an instant, as well as to connect with other souls on the inner planes at various levels of evolution. It is recommended that such a practice only be used with permission granted from the soul in question and from a place of love and intention to be of healing service. And that was the grounds of the spiritual war, that this energy was being used other than to heal. But that would no longer be. Merkaba allows you to travel without the usual restraints upon your energy field, but as any powerful practice, there is a wise caution. You will travel and experience what is in your heart, which is also why advice is not easily accepted by the one receiving it. Because whatever that vice is, that advice is basically putting all of it right in front of them. And if they're not ready to see all of that for what it is, this is why they're going to easily reject it. Because it's too much. So people get comfortable doing things that no longer serve them. Because they don't have the faith to step into what's next when that is all released. And that's all a result of one not being in connection to their heart. Because of situations that occurred before in the past, the lack of nurture or whatever the case may be. Each one got different stories and scenarios as to the way, you know, you may disconnect from your heart chakra or disconnect from allowing yourself to love or trust. It's real easy to say a person, you know, for a person to say that they don't trust people. But it's not the people at that point. Is where one is putting that trust in. What type of people are you putting that trust in? That's what needs to be analyzed. Placing trust in people that don't trust themselves. Some of you have to surrender the denial about certain people that you are trusting that don't necessarily trust themselves. And then when you get to speaking or talking about these type of topics, the chariot of ascension, spiritual word, you really can't have that type of conversation because they're going to play their role. They're going to be the first one to tell you crazy or you bugging. In some scenarios. Obviously, there are different scenarios as to the way that comes about, but I digress. Let's go back into this. The Merkaba allows you to travel without the usual restraints upon your energy field, but as any other powerful practice, there is a wise caution. You will travel and experience what is in your heart. Keep your heart open and clear, and do not use Merkaba or the Merkaba if you are feeling uncentered, ungrounded, disconnected, or angry. It is a technique to use when you are feeling wholeful, wholeness, and aligned within yourself. At such times, great growth in consciousness is possible for you using Merkaba. The Oracle of the Chariot of Ascension is a gift of higher level spiritual training. That will basically speak to where you may have more people than you desire around you, feeling as though you don't give a fuck. But you actually do. You just not tolerating their nonsense. Your wisdom in using what you have learned helps you make the most of this sacred gift. And the wisdom is gained from the challenges and obstacles you have experienced. And Pluto has been in the sign of obstacles, challenges, but also what builds you to have a sense of authority over self. Pluto in Capricorn since 2008 up until yesterday. Granted, it has stepped into Aquarius within that time, 2023, but from 2008 till yesterday, it's been in that energy of Capricorn. So these obstacles and challenges were designed in a forceful way, because Pluto is the force of evolution, to go through your deepest transformations and alchemical processes, basically stating making something out of nothing. Going through cycles or situations that remind you of the creator that you are. Through darkness. To make you conscious of what you have locked in the subconscious. Because Pluto's also connected to wounds when it comes to feeling betrayed, powerless, ashamed, fearful. So while it was in Capricorn, there's certain traditions that had authority over one's feelings or actions that you were learning more about yourself and finally doing away with, and allowing yourself to have the life that reflects what you know, not someone else's belief system or belief system that you were trained because of your lineage to be susceptible to. Remember, a belief is not always known. A belief could just be a journey of one living a lie, of being lied to. I mean, the word be and lie is in there. And ain't F the note of the heart? This oracle is as much about receiving the training as it is about knowing when to apply it and when to have restraint. Hold up. I have to make sure that that's what that was. It is the, that's crazy. The F note is connected to the heart chakra, the nerve. So if somebody asks you if you believe or if this is your belief, when it comes to the way you see life, tell them you're not lying to yourself or lying to your heart or disconnected from your heart. This is something you know. That knowing is the crown. That space where you have source power that you connect to by accepting it. The Oracle of the Chariot of Ascension is also confirmation that you are growing spiritually, becoming ready for the greater task and spiritual responsibilities. If you have been considering taking a step to engage in teaching or healing and studying or practicing at a higher level, whether spiritually or in your chosen field or profession, you are encouraged to follow your heart and your destiny and be bold. Say yes to yourself. The Chariot of Ascension speaks of rising destinies and success. Some of you are going to be finding feathers when it comes to moments where you are in alignment. Pick them up. Yeah, some of you are definitely going through an initiation process of retrieving your soul. This is crazy. Not crazy, but this is what it is. Or your key of life. You could work with lapis lazuli. Full moons could be of significance, so you might have been born on a full moon. Basically, whatever your sun sign is, the polar opposite sign to that will indicate that if the polar opposite sign to your sun sign is your moon sign, and you were born during the full moon. So if you're an Aries sun and a Libra moon, you was born during the full moon. If you're a Scorpio sun with a Taurus moon, full moon, so on and so forth. One card stayed back, one fell. What's this? Snow. So winter could really be important. Or the snow. What's this? Magic and ritual, crafting sacred practice. Yeah. Some of y'all better step into that magic and stop playing with it. Is this on? All right. Surrender to spirit, surrender denial is what's sticking out when it comes to Seventh house. The area of your life that is about long-term significant partners, lovers, business, or family. Seem as though it's having to do with career and home, having a greater effect on your love, partnerships, relationships. The sun. Surrender, denial when it comes to, okay, so some of you on that type of time. Oh, I know people be thinking you be tripping. They don't be thinking they know shit. Saturn. Okay. The sun speaks of your immortal spirit. Purpose and destiny is involved. Some of you, it seems as though there is a relationship of a different lifetime, and this one that played out either as someone being that lover again, or a parent, or a sibling, or a significant relative. Or for others of you, this is a manager. I'm just getting so many images of things playing out the way you would see it in a movie, honestly. Yeah, some of you are really around people who don't want to hear what you got to say because you be sounding as though you ain't from here. In this world, not of it, huh? Pluto. Oh, but they gonna know you now. They gonna believe in you now. Because they gonna know you wasn't bullshitting. Now, hold up. This is just a warning. We about to step into spiritual warrior mode. So, because the way my nose itching, something or someone doesn't want me to make you aware of what I'm about to tell you, but they know that can't be stopped. They know what time it is. They know what time it is. Some of you are legit a Leo rising. Somebody's a Leo rising. Or this could be in your progressed chart, Leo rising. You're exposing the truth. You're someone who is exposing the truth. Or Libra rising, so this could be affecting your 5th house, the type of dates or people you are attracted to, or doing the things that you enjoy or love to do. Surrender denial about those things you love to do, and surrender to your spirit that wants to express itself. Pluto in Aquarius is going to help you go through this activation, because that gene that's being activated, some of you saw a person that is your ancestor that you don't know within your dream state. This could even be an ethereal being or object. They came through in the essence of an ethereal being or object. But they are your teacher. They're someone who guides you. Someone here has been getting bits and pieces of who that person is through different relationships of the lovers that they have connected to. Each time one didn't feel as though they were being appreciative of when it comes to the love that they wanted to give, it would crack at the heart center for you to connect deeper to it by putting you through a process of healing yourself. You are a healer. A lot of your affirmations or confirmations can come from looking at a flame. Because the way that flame is moving right now is on some, oh my God, yes, yes, yes. That's what it is. That's what it is. That's what I'm saying. The 6th house. Who is this then? This is Virgo. So Leo, Virgo, Libra risings are significant right now. 7th, 6th, 5th house. Pluto in Aquarius. For Leo, it's in your 7th house of the area of life that has to do with long-term significant partners, whether lover, business, or family. For Virgo rising, it is in your 6th house, okay, of the work, health, and duty area of your life. And for Libra rising, Pluto and Aquarius in your 5th house of children, stepping into the essence of your innocence, things that you enjoy creating, or also taking risk. That has to do with, or it's in alignment with, what it is that you want to create. 5th house energy. Let me see what these fairies is talking about. Some of you definitely have a connection to fairies, because I haven't used this deck in a while. Let's reset this. I can hear it coming in the night. I'm hearing that in my head. Hold on. Specifically, men, I've been waiting for this moment all my life. You've been holding on. Your soul's immortal spirit's been holding on. Magical gateway. It takes courage and trust to venture into the unknown. Yet this is where the greatest rewards are. It's time to step boldly forward without looking back. I mean, you can't, collective can't look back at this point because we really in the age of Aquarius now. I mean, we have been, but the fact that Pluto was there, we stepped into a whole nother generation. Yo, I'm just now seeing this shit. Remember when this card came out first, Surrender to the Natural Beauty of the World? We mentioned getting out in the sun. The sun card is actually right up under it. There's 4 surrender cards and 4 astrology cards in the sun card. So the sun is going to be very significant for genetic upgrades. I'm hearing the rising of the sun. Meditating during the rising of the sun. Doing breath work during the rising of the sun. Because it tunes you, it fine-tunes you. Music. Precious time. The Fairy of Time wants you to experience every moment fully and to make the most of your precious time. Be mindful not to waste others' time either. Okay. We'll see what that's about. Let me put this back. I was just about to say that light is so bright right now. It's not though, but make the most of your precious time. Be mindful not to waste others' time who don't see your light. You're very in tuned and tapped in to your intuition. Yeah, you are a starseed, a cosmic being. You are a healer. That's the card of a healer as well. You have a lot of unwritten information or books within your DNA. Five of Pentacles. This is probably why you've been in situations where you may have felt as though that you were being left out in the cold or didn't feel as though you were enough. 633. You're an ascended master, earth angel. An ascended master, earth angel. This shit got me feeling as though I'm Bruce Almighty right now. I'm not even gonna hold you. Sensing a lot of shit right now. So give me a second. Give yourself to evolve through the knowledge that you have of your astrology. Because some of you are even noticing how calm you are through certain situations that previously, without the knowledge of astrology, it will have you ramped up on edge. You can actually come up with the plan to handle the energy before it even arrives, that when it arrives, where you're seeing a lot of people around you just scattered, and these are the same people that you may tell about certain transits or whatever is going on, but they choose to focus on the problem rather than seeing that the blueprint or the map of the solution you're presenting to them. Spend more time with yourself. You are unraveling the mysteries of life. Your life. Mystery. The mist, the water, energy in motion within you, the story within you. That's the mystery. Cut all cords of codependency. Some of you are definitely born during the full moon, or this full moon is of significance. Exercising the ability, it's your responsibility to respond with your ability to forgive a situation where people didn't see your worth because it was a full moon in Taurus. Oof. It's part of your art of war, Pallas Athena. This is what your soul attracted when it came to you handling deeply rooted issues and solving them, recognizing any type of seed that is not bearing fruit. No, that hasn't been bearing fruit. That's the answer. Because this is a question. Handle deep rooted issues and solve them by asking yourself, are these seeds bearing fruit? And the card right after is no. You've recognized this within the previous 6 to 9 months. By tuning in and tapping into your God energy, all right? The synchronicities have also been helping you. 999, 777, 333, 111, 888. We have here, some of you may want to tune into the film, The Da Vinci Code, because it'll help you to let certain things go, especially if you are a generator in human design, or you not, especially if you are, but some of you could be a generator in human design. And it's, see, you probably are, because it speaks to waiting to respond. So if you plant a seed and you notice it's not bearing fruit within 6 to 9 months, your response should be to move that out of the way, because there is no growth in that. Because the universe is going to respond to you. And it's always responding to what it is you're putting out, or the seeds that you are planting. Okay? We have etheric essence, etheric alignment. The mask just drops as this response with the power is inevitable. You could be exposing people to themselves and you're seeing them for who they are. Especially you stepping into the essence that love is not attachment. It's not. That essence of a person being attached to somebody and the essence of love, there's a lot of fear in that. And love and fear do not dwell in the same space. Okay? 520 could be of significance, a Leo or a Scorpio. There's a recalibration from the heart, of the heart. Once you cut all cords of codependency, what's this? Waxing crescent. Having the courage to move forward with faith. Especially while the moon right now is in the sign of Cancer. So people could really be in their feelings about things that have ended with the sun being in Scorpio, or where they are at in their transformation. Some of you could be, who's this? Ooh, you could be connected to the Elijah prophecy, a prophet, miracle worker. Taking authority or destroying all prophets of Baal. Removing all Jezebel spirits. Blessings, love. Okay, nothing else from there. Let's continue. I had to turn this thing off. Surrender denial when it comes to significant partnerships, as it will help to purify you. Whoa, yeah, definitely purify you. Oh, wow. The way this came out sideways, which is when the cards come out sideways for me, I look at it as a challenge. Then you have this card that came out right on top of it, which is given the energy of this is why this is a challenge. What we've been saying about this? Hope. I mean, you can even look into the goddess named Hope. A lot of these words and ideologies or verbiage to lie to oneself are connected to certain stories that if you look deeper into the message of these words or why it's called this or where it comes from, you'll shift gears because it's blocking your healing. Without faith, healing is going to be a challenge. Because if you have faith and you know that this situation is going to be healed, the body will respond to that. But if you're hoping for it, you're putting it in a situation where it's playing tug of war, whether to heal or not. And if it does, it's just for a moment. Because it's still connected to the essence of the fear of whatever that is returning. When you connect to faith, you're connecting to the substance that will help you to create those things you are hoping for. Faith and hope are not synonymous. That statement is literally just showing you what to connect to so you don't have to do the other. Okay? Faith is the substance of things hoped for. But most people have hope first before the faith, or no faith at all. They may, you know what I'm saying, throw that word in there here and there, but they're hoping more for things to change. That's why anytime, wherever it comes from, you know, with the knowledge of what that is, if somebody asks me or states hope all is well, I am rebuking that statement immediately. Because I have faith all is well. I'm not hoping for all to be well. And I don't greet anybody in that manner either. The same way I don't use the word good morning. What are we mourning? And there's nothing good about it because that's connected to grief, which is the block of the heart chakra. Welcome, love. But if one is not willing, see, that's the beauty of meditation and self-reflection. You begin to have these questions, and this is why I have this channel. You know what I'm saying? To give y'all that space where you can hear certain things that you've actually been thinking about. But can you discuss them with anybody? Not really. Because to be honest, there wasn't many people I can discuss the way my mind operates. So I have a channel for it. And those who align with that frequency will meet. And that has been the most pivotal point along my journey in terms of sharing the knowledge. And there's so much more that's coming through and coming with that for the collective as well. So it helps you to set up the proper boundaries and not the walls. I know you're amazing too, so welcome. I'm done. Snapchat playing. Nah, you gotta be fucking kidding. Something came across the screen talking about good morning. You see what I'm saying? So some of you are being put into a position where the way you channel reality, step it up, because people are going to be seeing things that they thought was just in a movie or they thought it was some bullshit. Okay. Queen of Cups. Okay. So, accept people and situations exactly as they are. 7th house, and then we have the Queen of Cups. This could be a family member, a mother, or feminine, or a woman who is a mother. This is Cancer. Hold up, let me see. Once you accept people and situations exactly as they are without denying the difficulties, you'll open up to your natural ability to heal others. Because everyone has a natural ability to heal others. Yes, even you. Now is the time for you to give or receive healing. Now is the time for you to give or receive healing. Some of you, it's healing yourself through accepting people and situations exactly as they are, because that thought, that feeling, in accepting them, you know, not exactly as they are, is causing a charge within your body to keep you out of alignment. So no more of that, okay? We have the 3 of Wands that's showing up. So this is going up under the Pluto card with surrender to spirit. Surrender to spirit. Once you've done everything you can to achieve a goal, turn the situation over to the divine. Let spirit work its magic for you. Let spirit work its magic for you. Yes, that instantly sounds as though it's something outside of you, but this is also speaking to the different versions of you within different dimensions that can do this work for you. But you have to surrender emotions that are blocking you from actually tuning into that frequency or that channel. But Pluto going into Aquarius, it does speak of the collective having an upgrade genetically, a genetic upgrade that puts them into this effortless way of connecting to their soul, connecting to their spirit, connecting to other realms. Really being able to, take on certain tasks, even if it's in the dream state. Which is a clear indication of the works of your spirit, your soul, in another dimension as your body rests. Your ability to transform and take a big leap forward is bringing something towards you. It's bringing your power back towards you. Some of you, this has to do with telekinesis. What is this? The fairies. Right here. Inner child. You just have to know your imagination is real. As one thinketh, so shall it be. Life energy, your power. And balance. So this could be the harmony between the masculine and the feminine. Being practical and spiritual, logical and intuitive in the most balanced way, harmonious way. So when you surrender to spirit, connecting yourself to your ability to transform, and take a big leap forward and rebirth, what is on its way to you for doing so is life-giving energy. Some of you really been through some shit that you've been burnt to the ashes, but that is the beauty of you. Your ability to be reborn and still love. So that would be the test and challenges of connecting to one's heart space. That after going through certain situations, you still have the capacity to love people deeply. To the point that they will never think that you've never gone through anything in your life. And your life has always been blissful. Friendship. Which is another word I don't use on this channel. I don't even want to go into the explanation of it. Not right now. But the key thing here is, some of you have been surrounded by people, especially when it comes to your work, health, and duty area of your life, that you are now realizing that you may have been forcing connections with people who do not support you or encourage you on your journey to fulfill your dreams. So you're making the situation more effortless for you by seeking out those, by first seeking it within yourself, where in moments you may have to support yourself and do whatever it is you got to do, be your own team, especially after a moment of sifting through situations or people who played that role but weren't actually doing that. And now once you move them out of the picture, you actually make space for that which is actually going to support you and encourage you on your journey, as you will do the same for others. Look in a book. Something here about bibliomancy, where you're just opening up the Bible to a particular verse and deciphering it in its esoteric, not exoteric, which means exo, someone reading it literally and not metaphysically and esoterically as it is intended to be digested. So look in the book, Bibliomancy, and really look into these verses, because each person within the Bible speaks to either a part of the body or the subconscious mind. It's basically the manual. It's basically the manual of your mind, body, spirit, and soul. But if you read it literally, you're going to miss the entire gist of what's going on in there. Okay? You got 12 disciples. You got 12 houses in astrology. Figure it out. Once you become the sorcerer or the sage or the mystic the way Jesus was, It's because you have tapped into the 12 disciplines of the mind to be able to transform 13 into the balance and the process of alchemy, which was the presence of Mary Magdalene and Jesus. That's basically the representation of the pineal and the pituitary gland, the land of milk and honey, which is where heaven is, and that's literally in your brain. Ye are gods. You are made in the reflection of source power. But if you read it literally, you'll miss the whole point. But you're here for this reason, because you have been overstanding of what is really being stated. 113:11, yeah. The King of Wands. Leo energy itself, right back to the sun energy. So Pluto in Aquarius for Leo, sun, moon, rising, that's 7th house. Pluto in Aquarius, if it has to do with Leo energy, 7th house. Yep. Surrender denial when it comes to accepting people and situations exactly as they are, when it comes to those who do not support and encourage your way of being. For some people, that encouragement of your way of being is people disagreeing with you, but you may have these type of people in your life for a lifetime when they're just there for a season. This is what we were speaking to in terms of keeping leaves from the fall season that are wanting to fall from 20 years ago in this spring season 20 years later. And specifically the number 20 as it reflects the judgment card in tarot, which it's the card right before 21, the world card, which is speaking to you, you know, closing out a cycle. But you have to step into a vulnerable state where you love yourself so much that all these situations that are not in alignment to you, you're able to see them, accept them, acknowledge it for what it is, so you can make the proper decision for yourself. The way others feel about the decisions you have to make, that is their business, not yours. 11114 on the screen. Yeah. Ooh, 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 ooh. Speaking of decisions, the Lover's card, but some of you, shit. Some of you are definitely healing from a very toxic situation. Taught you a lesson. It really did teach you a lesson about healing yourself and alchemy, because you got Sagittarius. It really got you to see who you really are in connection to others one-on-one, Jupiter and Libra. There's going to be an increase in interactions one-on-one for some of you, because this is really helping you as far as your career. Show me the decision here. It'll help you to even be more creative once you, surrender whatever it is that you've been in denial about. It'll allow your creativity to flow. You got the torch of the rune of the torch, which speaks to the opening. So you're opening new doors here. It'll help you to open up new doors, connect with different people. For some of you, I'm hearing raise your prices. If you have a product that's out or you have some type of service, raising your prices to reflect your value. Don't worry about who can afford it. That's not what this is about. They can go to whomever what they can afford, but you match your worth. It's currency. Because when we're speaking of raising your prices and money is the energy of Venus. It speaks to your worth. Don't be out here making yourself small because people are talking about you're just doing it for the money. They don't understand currency. Especially if you're a reader too. If you are a reader and you've been getting this urge to raise your prices, people don't understand, and that's not for them to understand until they're ready for it. But you understand it within yourself that when you're doing these type of readings, you're definitely going into someone's auric field. to really sift through what's going on. So whatever they're feeling, you're feeling it probably 10 times more than what they're feeling, because you're able to actually see and willing to see what that is. The same way they can go out there and buy an 8 for 40 or whatever, or buy them some liquor to calm that down. They could, people spend about $200 fucking on whatever that's gonna keep them in the same cycle. Raise your prices, do what you do. Look at that shit. The Queen of Pentacles, which speaks to a spiritual healer. So some of you definitely have some type of practice that you should be stepping into. Surrender to your spiritual practices. It'll make your life much easier. Some of you have been going through these type of situations, whether this is becoming a therapist. It's something having to do with healing people, helping people to go through transformations. There's something very big here about that. Speaking of transformations, you got the Death card, Scorpio showing up again. You're someone who carries the energy of this fairy of sunshine, bringing lots of life-giving energy. So shine your light. That's what this was. Because remember what I was saying about this light over here, that it's too bright, but it's not. But it was the energy of people around you who can't stand your light. And you've been dimming it. No more of that. No more of that. You bring the depths. You expose people to themselves. You see that this sunshine coming through and just bringing up all these different colors, all these different frequencies. That's what you do to other people. And some people not ready to accept that. It's time for you to get out of that energy when it comes to people who don't want to accept that, because there are people that are looking for what you can do and assist them with, so they can assist others. And it just keeps expanding and evolving throughout humanity, throughout the collective. Yeah, that's a word. 8 of Wands. You got a lot of downloads. And look at the Strength card again, Leo energy again. Some of you definitely bring a lot of love and light to helping people to connect to their strength, which dwells in the darkness. You bring them a lot of life. You're someone who really does empower people with your words here. Some of you could be singers. Music came up earlier too. Or you could be a songwriter. Get into it. Get into it, honey. There's something you love to do. You're considering it a hobby, but that's where it's at for you. Look at that, the World card. This is what you're going to be recognized for. Some of you have to listen to that message from yesterday. Yeah, a lot of celebrations. Some of you going to certain reunions. I don't know. That's about, but I said that word reunion. That came with, why, what was that? The Chariot. Yeah, it's something about an invitation that you could be receiving. Could be from a Cancerian or a Leo. And this is something or someone you have to set boundaries with. If it's not that specific sign, this has to do with the 4th house, your roots, your home. I'm hearing people you know from back home. What's this? The King of Cups. Yeah. Let me see who's at the bottom. You want to make a decision about someone or something that lacks emotional intelligence. Someone hasn't changed. Could be a water sign, they haven't changed. Or you could be a Pisces rising, Scorpio rising, or Cancer rising. 8, 4, 12. Yeah. Pluto in Aquarius is in, for water signs, it's in the houses of water, which are the houses of endings. There are things that are coming up to the surface when it comes to you doing everything you can, that it's time to turn the situation over to spirit, to the divine, to the most high, to source. Send it back. Send the whole shit back. Send it all back. This, for some of you, this is a past life contract. That's what I heard. Past life contract. Send that shit back completely. Just the whole vow. This could be someone younger, fire sign. Let me see. Knight of Pentacles. It's been taking you a long time to walk away from this. The cards are saying it, not me. Shit, this means walking away from things that no longer serve you. Knight of Pentacles takes the longest to get to the destination. But it gets there. It gets there. You gotten to the point where you realize, okay, if you're going to take a leap of faith with something, it's something brand new. Not anything of the past. The card said it, not me. I'm just the messenger. Nah, let me stop playing. That's definitely me as the messenger, the translative source, connecting to these energies. The devil and the ten of swords. Somebody ain't changed. This is the energy of somebody that you gotta see, that you talking about, you, that's causing you not to trust people. No, you can't trust that person. That person ain't everybody. And some of y'all got to get out of that energy too, where you are moving the way you move with everybody because of one person. You're nurturing that person's energy, so this is what you'll continue to attract. Nurture something else. Nurture what it is that you want in your life so you can see that. I'm smelling grape-scented wraps. This person could use grape-scented wraps when they smoke. Because it ain't sage. They didn't change. They're going to keep blocking your destiny. Look at that. Look at that shit. The Wheel and the Knight of Cups. This is on some don't take the invitation. Oh. You'll know this. You can sense it from your gut when you get it. Or you... This got to do with something in regards to a reunion. Follow your gut instinct or that feeling that you get that is telling you no. If you at any moment sense do not go, don't go. Don't rationalize with yourself why you should or did. Because the way that Leo energy came up here several times, which is the solar plexus, the sun, go with your gut instinct. It's something that at the initial presentation of this invitation, it tells you that you can't digest it. You immediately just get this sense of no. But then there's someone that is great with their words. I'm done looking into that because I'm just getting more confirmation cards of the same shit in terms of somebody's gonna be deceptive again. What do they have to surrender as to why that keeps coming up? Why was that? Surrender to setting limits. You can't make this shit up. It is healthy to set boundaries in relationships. Practice expressing your desires and remember that no is a complete sentence. So this is something you already said no to, but then people say, oh, but this is going to be here. We're going to have this. And no. No is no. 1/27/2017 could be of significance. Surrender stress. Take a few deep breaths and exhale the tension you've built up in your body. Let the stress go as you come back to your center. Surrender obsessive thinking is your challenge when it comes to surrendering to your strength. But when it comes to surrendering obsessive thinking, it's blocking you from surrendering stress. Because if you're obsessing about a person or situation, turn the dilemma over to spirit. You literally got that shit here twice. Some of you don't want to let go of something because of the amount of work you put in. Let me tell you something. 7-Eleven, you blocking your abundance from coming in, or these things that you are wanting. There's an energy you want to experience in your life, and you're placing it in a house or in a shoe or in someone's body. That vessel with its own free will doesn't even connect to the energy you're asking for. So you're getting exactly who this person is. That is possibly not even a connection to what it is that you truly desire. Surrender worry. Make a commitment to not lead an anxiety-driven life. When worries arise, breathe them out of your body, focus on the power of your heart, and have faith that spirit is guiding you always. Not hope that spirit is guiding you always, but have faith that spirit is guiding you always. Because it can enter certain realms or perceptions or be in different dimensions while you're in this dimension physically to handle whatever it is that you have to handle. For instance, if someone was supposed to come and visit you, but deep down inside you don't want this person around you for whatever reason, scenarios in your life will come up in your life or in their life, not too extreme, but just to get to a point where it puts you in a position to recognize, okay, if this didn't happen now, it's not supposed to happen at all. Because some of you are at that point in terms of, if this is not supposed to happen, then this will occur that prevents this type of visit or whatever, or interaction. Surrender to the wisdom of your body for your final message. Listen to your body's message about a person or situation. If you feel physically drained or uncomfortable, be cautious. If you are energized and happy, move forward. All right. That's your message for this evening. I appreciate you all for tuning in. If you haven't hit that subscribe button and hit the bell, do so now, as well as that thumbs up energy button. Much love to y'all. Okay. I love you. Ciao.